Tonight at 10, a toddler accidentally shoots herself. The breaking news from Prince George's County, Maryland. We've got a reporter from the scene as details are trickling in. And a suspect and an innocent bystander shot by police. What led up to an overnight officer-involved shooting in Virginia? We've got the latest. And Election Day worries. Businesses in D.C. boarded up. Uncertainty over the fallout looming. More on the security installations, where to expect them to occur.
New work week. What can you expect as far as temperatures? Well, that roller coaster ride of the thermometer continues. We'll talk about it coming up.
What goes up has to go down. All right, following the money from free and discounted rides to the polls to how one local county is trying to boost small businesses, we're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight in Prince George's County. A young child is recovering after police say she accidentally shot herself inside of the family's home this afternoon. It happened just before 4 o'clock in Largo. Our Dave Laval reports from Brook Edge Court in the Lake Arbor area where this happened. He's got the latest.
Sunday night had the little girl hospitalized in critical but stable condition. The big question for Prince George's County Police is, how did the child get her hands on the gun? The shooting happened earlier in the day inside the girl's home located at the corner of South Lake Drive and Brook Edge Court in Largo. The child managed to get her hands on what police describe as an unsecured gun and shot herself. Police told us she's expected to recover from her injuries.
It's disheartening, as the police department, we empathize with our community members that it's hard to hear a story like this, that any shooting is regretful, but when a child is involved or has access to a firearm and able to injure themselves in this way, it is heartbreaking.
Investigators are still trying to find out who was with the child at the time of the shooting. You're asked to call Prince George's County Police if you have any information. In Largo, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Dave. Meantime, Virginia State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting in Spotsylvania County. We're told a suspect and an innocent bystander were shot after an attempted traffic stop. Deputies reportedly trying to arrest a wanted suspect out of central Virginia. This is near a gas station on Plank Road in Fredericksburg around 9 o'clock last night. Police say as they approached the suspect's vehicle, the suspect backed into a deputy's cruiser and then pointed a gun at a deputy. They say several officers fired their weapons. Suspect was hit, so was a bystander at the gas station. The bystander was treated for minor injuries, expected to be okay. The suspect being treated for life-threatening injuries. Well, of course, just days from now, the nation elects a new president, and tensions are running high as who the new president might be. Now, the events of January 6th and the aftermath and unrest surrounding the death of George Floyd in downtown D.C. is still fresh on the minds of many. Stores like Pete's Coffee right there, they've boarded up their windows among businesses preparing just in case there is any possible violence after the results come in. And meantime, some folks who are visiting D.C. noticed the fencing that's gone up near the White House and outside the Naval Observatory where the vice president lives. Visitors into the district say they understand safety is a top priority, but they're a little disappointed to see all of the fencing.
We are used to access, public access, and suddenly we don't have public access. We have barriers and barricades, and they connote a completely different experience. I don't want to use these provocative words because they're provocative words, but it's divisive.
D.C. police are increasing their own presence ahead of the election. That comes after Chief Pamela Smith said that there has been no credible threat to the city. Well, in Maryland, fire officials responded to a brush fire this afternoon in Montgomery Village. Check this out. The blaze did not happen to impact roads or nearby buildings. Officials say it was caused by an unattended grill. It was originally believed to possibly be connected to a downed power line. This as officials are battling above average numbers of forest fires in Maryland. The state is under an open-air burn ban, and that is because of the lack of rain in the last month. Scott Sumner standing by. He's got a look at all this.
Yeah, matter of fact, right behind me, the drought monitor here, Ben, so you can see how dry it is. Yellow is abnormally dry. The tan shade of color, if you will, or mustard shade of color, is more of the moderate drought, and then we get into that orange shade here where Kaiser resides and Cumberland resides. That is more of a severe drought. And then red, there is some red there, and that's we're looking at extreme drought out to portions of Garrett County. So certainly those conditions have helped to spark some fires out there. All the squares, red squares, that is all due to, as you see the legend right above my head here, fire. And then we have some smoke attached to that in southern Fauquier County in particular, and we need the rain. I mean, rain chances have been non-existent. We will have an opportunity here, as you can see, over the next 7 days. Late Wednesday going into Thursday, there's an opportunity, and then beyond that, at least in the short term, we're looking at Sunday possibly, or even carrying into next week to see some rain. So we do have more clouds at least, though, coming into play here on Monday as opposed to all the sunshine we've seen this weekend. Some showers midweek and warming up again to 80 degrees. Yeah, I put that 80 back on the 7-day. I'll talk about where it falls on the 7-day coming up.
Hard to believe. All right, Scott, thanks. Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to be back in D.C. on Election Day, and Howard University is reportedly planning to host the vice president Tuesday night at her alma mater. Our Daniel Hamburg is checking in on campus.
The students are excited about the possibility of having Vice President Harris here on campus next week. In fact, the university sent out a notice last night saying classes will be held virtually from Monday through Thursday, and on Tuesday, classes are canceled as the university will be closed to non-essential personnel. The tens of thousands of people who crowded the National Mall Tuesday night for Vice President Kamala Harris's speech could soon show up on Howard University's campus. As a source tells our media partners at The Hill, that's where she'll be on election night.
I think it's very important that she's here because she is a fellow Bison.
Students are excited to have Howard in the spotlight.
I think it's great, support your alma mater, support the students of Howard University. HBCUs are overlooked, so this is a perfect way to put a spotlight on HBCUs and minority communities as a whole.
With Harris's speech Tuesday night, there were numerous road closures and fencing around the ellipse. It's not clear what measures will be in place at Howard.
With proper security procedures in place, nothing horrendous is going to happen, and hopefully as long as they maintain organization, but it is definitely going to be a very large crowd, and I definitely look forward to seeing how it goes.
Students we talked with plan to be on campus to witness history, no matter how hectic it may be on November 5th.
Having a presidential candidate have the opportunity to become president of the United States and be the first black woman to be president and come from your school too, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Daniel Hamburg.
Our thanks to Daniel. D.C. police did confirm those plans at Howard. They shared this rendering of road closures and emergency no parking zones near the school in anticipation for election night and the vice president's party. You can see those road closures here and more comprehensive close look on our website, dcnewsnow.com. All right, just minutes away, how to get to the polls for free or at a discount here at home. And at 10:30, what the latest polls out there tell us about the neck-and-neck race in battleground states. All right, more local news in D.C., ongoing fallout and new details about that controversial dessert from the pizza chain And Pizza. It caused widespread backlash. The chain advertised Marion Berry nuts, but it poked fun and aim at former Marion Berry's cocaine scandal in the ads. The CEO apologized, took him off the menu, but just earlier this week, the company met with an activist group known as the Not in D.C. Coalition, came up with a set of commitments going ahead. They include establishing partnerships with minority-owned businesses, creating a job training and mentorship program for underserved communities, and developing an internship program for high school and HBCU students, plus adding diversity training for staff. Well, in Maryland, there's also controversial changes to the juvenile justice system. A new law will mean children as young as 10 can be charged with a crime, including nonviolent offenses. It also requires a child charged with stealing a car to get what's called a child in need of supervision petition, so they would qualify for a variety of services to them. Previously, children under 13 years old will be sent home to their parents. Critics say charging kids is against developmental science and exposes children to the traumas of the criminal justice system. Well, in Virginia, police departments continue to face staffing shortages, but one county is using a temporary solution as it tries to hire more people. Fairfax police are hiring security guards from Alpha Security to act as their eyes and ears in a section of Old Town there. The guards will provide daily patrols of the Old Town Commercial District, Stafford Drive Park, and Draper Drive Park. Police Sergeant James Lewis says the department can't do it alone.
Are facing staffing challenges, and while we address those challenges, we feel that this is a good way to support our community and our department.
The guards will be unarmed and have no ability to arrest anybody, but they will have quicker access to police when they spot any trouble. And staying in the Commonwealth, get your skates ready, everybody. The outdoor skating rink at the West Point Shopping Center in Pentagon City is back open. You can now get skating lessons or just skate on your own 7 days a week. Renting a pair of skates, though, that'll set you back $6. Lessons cost anywhere from $10 to $13. One skater we caught up with today says he has been itching to get back on the ice.
Really excited, actually. So I've been waiting for the past month for the rink to open. The weather's nice. It's really fun. It's not too busy yet, so I'm just getting my skating in right now.
We've got a full schedule of when the skating rink is open. Head to our website, dcnewsnow.com.